Let's see where the hell is my background? There it is. Hey everybody. I'm actually very sick today, but I'm here nonetheless. I just need to do something because I've been laying in bed all day.
Hey.
Hey. You?
I wasn't expecting you to be live.
Yeah, neither was I, but I've been sleeping pretty much since I got home, and I feel like shit, and I just need to debate somebody. And I listened to Q-Top and Darth Hawkins for too long today, and it's making me like upset at stupidity.
Oh. What is that?
It's these Alka-Seltzer tablets put into some water.
Oh.
Tastes kind of like a really weird orange soda. I'm probably going to be a little bit under my game today, but we'll see.
You're good.
But look, this is going to be interesting to see if I can handle all the theists, even when I'm at my very worst. So
you definitely can. It doesn't take much.
By the way, we want to keep tapping that screen. Share the life with those you love, with those you hate, with your friends and with your enemies. Let's get some Christians in today. Gee whiz. I am currently sitting at 782 subscribers on YouTube. We are only about 200 and something subscribers away from hitting that 1,000 marker. So if you haven't already, go over to my link tree and subscribe to the YouTube channel.
Hey, I think it's Kevino Abroso? I don't know how to say his name. He just gave you a flower. But thank you. He's been in here a lot. We appreciate him.
Most Dopexo says, why would you not believe in God? I've never been given a good reason to. That's why.
Glitter says you need a Dr. Pepper.
Oh, okay. Look, it looks like we already got someone in my box.
In your box. Look at the trees.
JFB. Are you? I have a few questions for you. Are you at least 18 years old?
Yes.
Are you a Bible believer?
Yes.
And what are your pronouns?
Me.
No, what are your pronouns?
What do you mean?
Why do you go by he, him, she, her, or they, them?
I go by my name.
Yeah, but when I'm not using it, listen, dude, I'm sick. I don't have a lot of I don't give that much of a shit today. So I'm gonna need you to answer the question, or else I'll just move on. So, do you go by he, him, she, her, or they, them? No, can't no.
Okay. Hey, JFB 624. Since he's sick, I'm gonna do this for him. Listen, you want to have this conversation or not? That's basically what this.
Yes, I do.
All right. So you're going to answer the question accordingly.
Then why can't you address me directly as Jaron? That's my name.
Because
I want to
audience...
ask you what in the top left-hand corner is the name at the top of this live?
The Bible.
Yeah, the Bible guy. It's not JFB. right?
Then who am I?
Are you a
I
he?
think
Are you a she? Are you a they? That is the question being posed.
I am here.
You get one more chance or you're just going to get dropped. Are you a he?
I'll do
Are
you a
you a
favor.
she?
bye.
All right, there we go. It's not that difficult of a question, people. And I
I
sometimes like
think
being mean to people, so
I think she just was a little bit dumb. She doesn't understand
she didn't.
the way
Yeah, she
pronouns
definitely
are.
didn't.
Yeah. All right, we got Most in the box. Most, are you at least 18 years old?
Yes.
Are you a Bible believer?
Yes.
And what are your pronouns?
She.
There you go. See,
Her.
look, JB, that could have
You.
been you.
We appreciate
Now,
you.
Most, I'm Dalton, the Bible guy, and I don't believe in the Bible. Why should I?
Okay, so you're just saying you don't believe in the Bible. Do you believe in God?
Nah.
That's a really hurtful answer. That's so sad. I'm sorry you don't believe in God. That means probably
I'm
something
I'm
happened
not
if you don't believe in
sorry.
God.
No, I mean I
Well, that's
I
sad.
just
You look like
started
such a
thinking to
sweet person,
myself.
and so does Ashlyn.
Um,
I feel
uh,
Hmm.
bad for you. I
Fun
really do.
fact. Fun
that's
fact.
you. Do you
I'm
know that?
sweet because I don't believe in God.
Do you know kind of that
No, no,
can
no,
come
no. Y'all are
across
sweet,
as
whether you believe in God or not. I'm just saying y'all seem like really good
No.
people.
Yeah, I am now.
you do you know
I used to
that
be an
that's kind of
asshole.
like rude to be like I pity you for not having the same beliefs as me.
I think it's rude not to believe in God, Ashlyn.
How is that rude?
I was
Explain
like
that. Make that make
most of the
sense.
Because you're
world
like
doesn't believe
denying
in
your
God.
creator. I mean, God created it, you.
No, I'm not
I mean,
denying.
you
I
can
know.
laugh all you want.
You've yet to give me any good reason to think that I have a creator.
But look, but this is how y'all come in here. Y'all, no matter what I say to you, y'all have already
Mm-hmm.
made up in your mind that you do not believe in
Sure.
God.
No, give
Here.
us a compelling argument.
Here's the thing. When I was a believer, huge asshole I was. I used to think that gay people would go to hell and that trans people were not really who they were saying that they were. I was a huge asshole. I'm a good person now because I don't have all that nonsense baggage holding me back, keeping me from being a good person. Now, let's not talking about whether or not I'm a good person or not. Let's see whether or not you have a good reason for me to believe in the Bible. You can unmute yourself now.
I think that a good reason to believe in the Bible is, but first, if you don't believe in God, then it's pretty hard to believe in the Bible,
Not
correct?
really. No, I mean, if you could, like, for example,
It's the book of
prove
God,
that.
though.
No, I mean, if you could prove that the Bible is true, that would mean that God is real.
Well, how many people died about, over Jesus in the Bible?
How
What
many?
other book do
How
you know
many?
of?
How many people died for Islam? A
What does
lot.
that mean? What does that mean?
People, people die for Christianity. People die for Islam. People die for religions.
No,
People
no, no.
dying for a
People died
religion.
for
That
Jesus because Jesus died on the
people,
cross and rose from the dead,
people,
and people died
people
over
die.
that fact. How
Yes,
many
and
People
that
people
died
do
for
you
happens.
know that
This
Muhammad.
died
happens
over?
to all religions.
That does not
Mostly,
happen to all religion. Name a specific thing in Islam that
Islam.
has. Okay, what?
they're
Which part?
literally called jihadist for a fucking reason.
And who?
Have
When? What
you
did they
ever?
die over? Let me ask. Tell me
Have you
that.
ever?
What did they
Have you
die
And
ever?
it's
over?
going to send them to heaven.
Listen, I get it. You haven't studied any other religion outside of your own. I get it. Maybe you've heard of this little thing called 9/11. They were Islamic fundamentalists who did that. People die for all kinds of religions, my dude. All right, now I'm gonna need you to really chill the fuck out. Um,
And that
and
happens in Christianity all the time, by the way. There are fundamentalist Christians that go and we boom boom churches, literally drink poison Kool-Aid. Like, this is not every religion virtually has this extremist cult-like behavior.
all this tells us is that
I
people
bet
were
you're a liberal.
very
You are so crazy,
yeah,
bro.
because I'm a good person. Yeah, because I'm a good person. I mean, I actually give a fuck about other people. Um, that's why I'm a liberal. Yeah.
You believed in
Listen,
God, and then you turned your back on God. That's
No,
your
he read the
Yeah.
problem.
Bible.
That's
No,
your
you're yeah.
problem.
I read the Bible. That's why I stopped believing in
If
God.
you read a man-made Bible and you turn your back on God,
No,
whose
I don't
fault
know.
is that?
I read the original text. I read the entirety of the Bible in its original language, and it became very obvious that it was full of shit.
That's not true. I'm so sorry that you feel that way. That's terrible.
Okay, are
No,
you
I
gonna
listen.
present
Feel
an
I'm
that
not.
way
argument,
is
or
a
are you just
terrible
gonna
person.
like cry?
I don't. Here, I'll put it very simply. I don't give a shit if you're sorry for me. I really don't have like
That
a lot of.
explains everything. So
Yeah,
have a
I
good
don't.
day.
Shh. Bye.
Yeesh, fat boy.
Oh, look at that.
Christian.
Christian behavior. Coming up and telling me I'm down fat. Very Jesus-like. Holy fuck. That was wild. I mean, what do you expect from them? I really don't give a fuck, though. Alright, we got Grover. Hopefully Grover won't be a piece of shit like most was. Okay, Grover. I have 3 questions for you before we can move forward with the conversation. Question
Yeah,
number 1. Are you at least 18 years old?
yeah, I'm 20.
Alright, and are you a Bible believer?
Yeah,
And what are your pronouns?
he.
Alright, awesome. I am Dalton the Bible guy. I do not believe in the Bible. Why should I?
Sorry, that girl Loki just threw me off with how she said that and then left. It was very
It's
mean.
pretty typical. I get it all the time.
Yeah, that's a very mean thing to say.
Yeah, someone made a whole video basically to call him fat and tell him that he's wrong about Jesus. So
Yeah,
it's pretty typical of Christians.
yeah.
It's fine. I'm warmer in the winter. It's all good. Anyways, so Grover, why should I believe in the Bible?
Well, I think personally, just did you read the Gospels, right? What did you think about how Jesus taught and like the person he was when he was on earth?
Well, I don't. I think that a lot of the things in the Gospels are pretty much like pretty stereotypical for like Jewish teachings in the first century CE. There isn't really anything in there that's like mind blowing or anything like that.
Okay, I'm just specifically talking about how Jesus was. Like, what did you think about his actions and like how he treated people?
Pretty stereotypical Jewish man from the first century CE.
But he was
I
much
mean,
like, wouldn't you say he was much kinder than other people, like the Pharisees, for example?
no, because of course, because first and foremost, we can't know what the Pharisees were like from reading the Bible because that's like a biased source. The Pharisees were like antithetical to the Christians, and of course, the Christians aren't going to portray the Pharisees in a positive light. I bet if you were to ask the Pharisees about the Christians, they would have given you some negative things about the Christians.
Okay, but
If you
I'm
want to
just
know
talking. Oh, I just mean morally, like, for example, the Sermon on the
yeah,
Mount, like what Jesus taught. Like, I just mean morally, do you
yeah,
think he was like a good person?
that's I think if Jesus were around today, I would think he would be not a good person. Jesus was very pro the law of Moses, and the law of Moses is not a good moral
But
source.
he said he fulfilled the law of Moses. That's a Bible verse.
Yeah.
Did you read all of Matthew 5:17 through 20?
I don't think I've read all of it, but I've read a lot of it. But I know
Well, there's some very important words in that. I've not come to abolish, but to fulfill the law. Law in capital L, right? That's Moses's law.
Yeah.
Until heaven and earth pass away, not one jot or one tittle of the law will be passed. So heaven and earth are still here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So in the context, either this is a contradiction that Jesus didn't realize that heaven and earth didn't like go away, or it is the fact that fulfill meant something different in the Jewish sense, because that's what he was. He was a first century Jewish man. Which do you think they are? That is.
I think probably the last part. I haven't done more research into it, but I do know that he fulfilled the law, like what he taught, even with what they were eating. Like he was telling people that it doesn't matter what they eat. Yeah. Reason.
No, that's a huge misunderstanding of Matthew 15. Matthew 15 was just Jesus addressing this specifically the topic of Netilat Yadayim, which is the ceremony of washing of hands. Jesus did not teach against kosher laws because that would be contrary to him explicitly saying, "I have not come to abolish the law." If you're saying he was teaching against kosher laws, then Jesus is a liar.
Okay.
And also you fundamentally don't know what it means to quote fulfill the law.
Well, the law was to lead up to Jesus sacrificing himself, right?
That was just Paul's opinion. That was
In
Paul's theology. Jesus never
in
taught that.
in the Old Testament, right? It says that the law is forever, right?
Hmm.
And either God lied during that because that was Yahweh speaking, or fulfill is something that you might not understand. Again, two options. So when we look at the Gospels, Jesus did not break the Torah. He does not break any of those. Not only this, as far as I'm aware, Christians pull from Moses' law all the time, the Ten Commandments, right? Those are found in, generally the ones you'll use are in Exodus, right?
Yeah.
So I don't understand why you kind of pick and choose which ones and then bend the terminology of fulfilled the law when it's very clear by judging, especially from Matthew, that he never intended for the laws to go away, and neither did the Old Testament.
Well, I think when he was saying he fulfilled the law, I think he was talking about the ceremonial law, and then also the
There,
sign.
there's no such. Yeah, that's a post-biblical innovation. The idea that the law of Moses is divided between the moral, ceremonial, and civil laws is something that was made up well after the New Testament was written. The Jewish people did not see the law of Moses as being this trifold law, and Jesus explicitly told his followers in Matthew 23 to do everything that the Pharisees commanded of them.
Mm. So why don't you guys believe in God? Like, what's like just like
Yes, I've yet to
specifically?
be given. Well, I definitely don't believe in the God of the Bible because the Bible is full of contradictions and historical errors and scientific errors.
I know, but when you think about like the history behind all the other gods, the Bible's the most proved compared to other
No, no,
religions.
not at all. It's one of the most widely disproved books because it's like the book we have the most of. Hi, Elizabeth.
I mean, of Jesus and the
How's it
resurrection.
going?
Hi. We actually have no good reason to think Jesus resurrected from the dead, Grover. All we have is Paul claiming that Jesus quote appeared to people, and there are a wide array of psychological explanations for how a dead man appeared to people.
How would you explain the 500 people that it said,
Ashlyn, would you
Oh,
mind
I don't
referencing
think
the?
that it was 500 people. I
or
don't think that that is
400?
true. That was just something written in the text. Thank you,
Okay.
Kay. Um, but I do think that there was a schizotypy individual, or someone who was vision prone, because this kind of spectrum exists well within most of humans. In fact, besides Western culture, it's very common in among Indigenous Americans, Latino, Latinx individuals, and excuse me, Inuit populations for these types of visions or extra peripheral senses to be felt and seen in some sort of spiritual way. Estimates are somewhere between 30 and 60% of our population, or at least prone to these types of experiences. And especially during this time, where it would have been culturally accepted, he would have likely been like basically revered for it, that it would have been a good thing for him, and that also increases the likelihood of individuals experiencing these things. Now, are they hallucinations? Not technically. There's a little more frontal lobe activity regarding them, and so it allows for more introspection, and in kind of they're not they're not pathological in any sense, meaning they're not like a clinical disorder, because it's actually pretty normal for humans, but it doesn't make anything that he experienced objectively true, meaning being that of reality.
So the
No,
500, do we know the names of any of these people or have
oh
any of their
no,
wit
it doesn't.
testimony?
It doesn't mention them.
It doesn't. So all we got is Paul making claims, and we don't have any first-hand eyewitness accounts to the resurrection because the Gospels weren't written by Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John.
And
So
that was written before the Gospels were even written.
Yeah.
And why don't we see those claims in the Gospels, like those names? If there's 500, why don't we see 500 names, like or at least some type of list? And the Bible has no problem creating lists.
yeah, I get what you mean. I'm.
So Grover, why should I believe the Bible is true?
Oh, I just think you should believe in Jesus. I think what he taught and
Why? Why he didn't? He wasn't even the Messiah. He didn't fulfill a single prophecy about the Messiah from the Old Testament.
I mean, people prophesied about Jesus coming before he came in the Old Testament.
He didn't fulfill a single prophecy from the Old Testament. Not a
I know,
single
but
one.
in the Old Testament, they mentioned a man, I think a man named Jesus being born or something like that.
No, they did not. There's two Jesuses mentioned in the Old Testament. Neither of them are Jesus of Nazareth. They are Jesus ben Nun and Jesus ben Jehozadak. Although in Hebrew their names would have been Joshua, in Greek it's Jesus, but neither of them are Jesus of Nazareth.
Um,
Hey Grover, how do you
yeah,
know? Do you know how the Bible, like, or the Bible and the New Testament, in like specifically, since you claimed Jesus is the way, correct? Like that's what
that's
you told us not to focus on the Old Testament. You want us to focus on Jesus. Are you familiar with how the New Testament even came together?
no.
Like
Oh,
you don't know any of the story, like how the 27 books, like you pick up a Holy Bible, you flip to the back, you got that short like little clump in the back of the New Testament,
oh no. Are you
and you don't
talking?
know how that came to be. Like 'cause
Are
like
you
first
talking?
century first century Christians didn't have that all together.
You're saying
Not
in
even
the.
the second and third century, like didn't come much later.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Are you talking about in
Yeah,
the New Testament?
Century, yeah,
I'm
the
talking about the
Christian,
New Testament. Yeah,
almost the
Oh,
fourth century. Yeah,
yeah,
the
fourth century.
Unical Codices of Sinaiticus. I'm probably saying that wrong. Uh, wasn't until like much later. It was like sent out in 367 CE to the 39th festal letter, ended with Revelation, and then tied it with the tied it up, and then later on, I think it was, oh my god, I suck at these names. Arthanaeus's canon,
Athanasius.
Athanasius, sorry. Um, yeah, and formalized in the Council of Rome in 382. So it was several hundreds of years later.
so what do you guys believe in if not like a god or anything like that? What
Anything
do you think happens
demonstrable.
after you die?
Anything that the same thing that happened to me before I was born. So I believe in things which are demonstrable, meaning that they're able to be demonstrated with proofs and evidences. Besides that, I don't just believe things without good evidence.
Okay.
I mean, the
Well,
New Testament isn't a good evidence. Like, it's just not. Like, you gotta look at. See, that's the thing they don't teach you in church. You gotta like do some digging into this. Because what's the point of having yourself lead your life believing this document when you don't even know like how it came together?
I mean,
Like, what's the point?
I think
Because if
if
it's not true, then why follow it?
I think God teaches you a lot about how to live, kind of.
Phew.
Through the
I
New
mean,
Testament? Like, I
Yeah,
mean,
through
you
that.
can make, I guess you can make that argument from like a Judaism standpoint, but
Well,
maybe.
He doesn't let women get divorced. Like imagine if I lived that way and I was married to someone and I was in a DV situation and Jesus is like, no, you can't divorce unless he cheats on you. He can punch you in the face all he wants, but cheat on you, no.
Yeah,
That would
but
be a horrible way for us to live.
yeah, I would. But God also says to protect yourself, I think, right?
So,
No, he says
so
turn the other cheek.
what?
I'm pretty sure.
So he wants me to beat my husband back?
No, I mean, like, I have to find the verse, but there is a verse that he says. Wait, let me see if I can find it.
I'd say yes, Ashlyn, beat your husband back.
But like, so you guys don't think there's anything Jesus
Oh,
taught that's
did you not read right after Matthew 5 at the end of Matthew 5? You have heard that I said an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth, but I say to you, do not resist an evildoer, but anyone strikes you on the right cheek, turn also and say, and anyone wants to sue you and take your shirt, give them the coat as well. And if anyone forces you to go 1 mile, go also the second mile. Give to one who asks of you, and do not refuse anyone who wants to borrow from you. So no, and these are what he's saying are the laws concerning retaliation.
so you don't read that and see any form of kindness that you'd want to live by?
If it's a DV situation, basically, I'm supposed to let him beat me.
So what about like love and forgive your enemies?
Love for enemies is actually next, but I don't think that I should like not be able to divorce my partner if they're beating me.
I'm definitely not. If I was a Jewish person living during the Holocaust, I'm definitely not going to love Adolf Hitler. Not going to happen. Bastard can burn.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't think like that, I think. And I mean, a lot of Christians kind of misrepresent what it's like to really have the fruits of spirit inside your heart. Like I
I've
think
yet to.
there's a
Almost every Christian I've spoken to on this app do not have the fruits of the Spirit, and also the fruits of the Spirit are just kind actions that anyone can have, irregardless of whether or not you believe in the Bible. What is a fruit of the Spirit that someone can have that they can't have without Jesus?
Is he quoting 1 Corinthians 13?
no, I think it's in I think Galatians 5,
Galatians 5.
Oh,
22
okay,
to
gotcha.
23 says the fruit of the spirit is love, joy, peace,
His
patience,
kindness.
kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and
Sure.
self-control.
Are there any of those exclusive to only Christians, that only Christians can experience those things?
No, but I mean it's kind of hard to do it when you don't believe in a God.
Sure. No,
No,
it's quite easy.
I would consider myself a good person. And in fact, if I don't follow these things, I would consider myself a better person. I try to help individuals out. I practice patience when individuals are angry with me. These are things that I don't need to believe in God for. In fact, I think that the fact that you need a book to tell you to do these things
It's not
almost
about
makes
having a book to tell me, it's more like
then what is it
accepting the
for?
fact that you're still like a sinner, that you still have done
I'm
some bad
not,
things.
but I'm not a
I'm not a
sinner.
sinner.
Sin is a
I
What?
sin
wasn't
is
born
a
with sin. Like
sin is a
psychologically, that's horrible.
sin is a category that simply doesn't exist. Sin is when one breaks God's law. But if there is no God, you cannot break His law. Therefore, sin is a moot point. I can be someone who is guilty of doing some wrongdoing, but sin is a very specific thing that doesn't exist if God doesn't exist.
And not only this, like psychologically, this is harmful to children. We do know that punitive actions against children, especially, are not great for like child rearing. So telling children and even adults that you're just born flawed and you do bad all the time is psychologically alarming, and it doesn't lend to the best
Well,
outcomes
that
for
really
a lot of
depends because
individuals.
if you look at everyone and
No,
realize that
we
we're
know
all,
this. This is
I know,
this
but I'm
is like
saying like if you
significant.
look at everyone and realize that we're all flawed, that affects how you treat
Sure,
them.
everyone's flawed. Even Jesus was flawed. There's not
But
a
I
person
mean
on the
like
planet.
if you if you look at the world through understanding that we're all sinners, it's very different. Like I'm
No,
saying, because
no.
it's
Yeah, it's gross. I don't want to do that. It's gross. Like it's a very sick way of looking at yourself. People can do good things and people can do bad things, but categorizing people as like sinners is like first and foremost you need to demonstrate that sin exists. And the only way you can prove sin exists is that proving God exists and that God gave a law because sin is breaking God's law. First John 3:4. Whoever commits sin commits lawlessness, for sin is lawlessness. So unless you can demonstrate to me that the law of God is worth anything, I don't believe in the category of sin.
I mean, Catholic guilt is literally a phrase, right? I mean,
No.
it is known that individuals and like there are whole like psychotherapy therapies that are used to like get you out of some of these like thinkings that get honed into you during um, like faith because of how harmful it is psychologically.
mm. Well, I think for me, the reason I found God and the reason I started following Him was I learned a lot about how I can love and forgive everyone else. I
You can
think
do that
that's one.
without God.
Need God for that. Like in when I was
I
you
know,
know
but even
I,
when you guys get angry at people or you like it's I feel like it's just different the kind of love that you'd have for a stranger
I
that
I I I
did
see
something.
I let
no.
a
I
homeless man live in my basement. I literally studied a field for 5 years and was miserable and let a job bully me in psych ER because I had a passion for individuals and didn't turn around and sue them when I had well within grounds because I knew that the money would come out of the patients, not out of the CEOs. I have done more in my life than I would bet that the average Christian has done to help individuals. I don't judge people. When I see homeless people and they ask for money, I either give them food. If I have literally at times when I was broke in college, my last dollar, I don't need a book to tell me to realize that people have, and studying psychology also helped, that we are all a product of our environment and our genes, and that survivor bias is a huge thing that I experienced because I was able to overcome certain circumstances. Um, like it doesn't mean that I can't look at people and have compassion for the situations that they've gone through. You don't need a text to do that. You can just
yeah.
literally reason with the fact of 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 your observations. You can look around and see what you see and understand that people are not behaving the way because they're just mean or spiteful. Generally, it's because of circumstances that they've been put under.
Here's an important thing to remember: if the only reason you're a good person is because your religion, then you're not a good person. You're just a rabid dog on a leash. Now, I don't think that's true. I think that there are good people and bad people who are religious, and they're going to do good things and bad things, and they're going to use their religion to just justify it. And there are good people and bad people who are also non-religious. Religion doesn't really play all that big of a factor in whether or not you're going to be a good person or not. Although it can make people do bad things they otherwise wouldn't do.
So what is a bad person in your eyes?
Someone who works contrary to the well-being of society.
And how do they become like that? Does it matter?
Because they're selfish.
That's a mentality, I would say. It's like kind of like a my dad can beat up your dad mentality.
Uh,
But do
yeah,
you
I
think
mean,
they do that on
generally,
purpose?
I would say that it's a lot more. I
Because
think
that's kind of contradicting what
it's
Ashley was just saying.
it's
But
biology, yeah, but it's also a mentality. Like it can be both. Those aren't mutually exclusivating ideas. Um, like I would give a lot more credence to biology and circumstance than I think most people would. But I also spent 5 years studying it. Um,
I mean, you believe in good and evil. That's why I'm trying to wonder what's an
No,
evil
well,
person.
not
Good and
well. I
evil is
don't.
subjective.
If it's all about
Yeah,
biology.
I don't believe in good and evil as like these transcendental ideas. I believe when I say good or evil, if I ever use those words, I mean good is being short for that which is promoting the well-being of society, and evil as that which is not promoting the well-being of society. Usually, it's extremely malicious behavior. But again, it's not like evil is this force in the world that's out to get us or anything like that.
Well, yeah, I just want to say I've seen a lot of people. I mean, I don't know if you guys have met anyone that's a good Christian, but there are very kind
I grew up with
Christians.
them.
Sure, yeah. Same.
I
Yeah,
grew
I
up
grew
with
up with
them.
him.
Yeah.
I think
I
it
mean,
just
they're
Dalton's
a good
mom is
Christian.
amazing, a human being. My family, the church, when I had my daughter and they found out I didn't have a baby shower, they didn't even ask, just showed up with handmade gifts, all sorts of stuff. I didn't have church hurt at all. I think that the people that are around me were amazing human beings and cared a lot. Um, like but that example did not extend outside of that community in which I was raised around, unfortunately.
so is that part of why you chose to move away from it, or?
No, I never really believed.
Oh, okay.
I
Yeah,
moved away from Christianity because I read the Bible.
Oh, okay.
Same.
I thought it was weird when I was younger, and then I was kind of agnostic. I kind of was just culturally Christian for a while because of my family.
But it doesn't look like you've got a lot of good reasons for me to believe in the Bible, so I think we do need to move on. I do have a few guests which are waiting. But Grover, thank you for coming out.
Yeah, no problem. Love you guys.
Nice to meet you, man.
I always don't like it when people tell me that I don't know. All right, we got 3 bats. Oh, I don't know where they went. Oh well. Moving on. We got key is
Quick mod break. Tap Dalton's face. His cute little face. Tap the cheekies, the glasses. Tap it all. Share the live out. Repost. Do all the things. If you can, send a heart me. That really helps the algorithm, so we can have great conversations tonight. I appreciate you all for being here. And
oh yeah, and make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel.
yeah, YouTube channel. I always forget that
All
one.
right. Keys. I'm just gonna call you Keys. Keys, I'm gonna ask you 3 questions before we move forward with the conversation. Question number 1: are you at least 18?
Yes.
All right. Question number 2: are you a Bible believer?
I'm a Christian, yes.
All right. And question number 3: what are your pronouns?
Man.
Man, what? That man isn't a pronoun. That's a gender. What are your pronouns?
Oh, he.
There you go. I'm Dalton, the Bible guy. I don't believe in the Bible. Why should I believe in the Bible?
Okay.
If you leave the screen, I won't be able to hear you.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Well, I just want to ask, are you atheist?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm not trying to be rude. I don't want to come off rude or nothing. Just curious. If you're atheist, that means you believe there's no God, and also believe there's no such thing called good or evil, right?
I don't believe in good and evil as transcendentals, but I might use those words colloquially to refer to actions which are super beneficial towards well-being, or things which are extremely malicious behavior contrary to well-being. But I don't believe in them as transcendentals.
How would you? I'm trying to word this right because I wrote it down. How would you define morality then? Will it be considered like the majority opinion? Like, how would you define morality?
Constructivism is the philosophical term. It's where basically it's not where it's stance independent because it requires minds, but there are such thing as objective morality in the sense that the system, as long as we kind of agree to the rules, and you're using reason, logic, and rationale, and you're applying those, we can go towards a goal of
Yeah.
So-
well-being and away from
To put it really simply, when we say moral, we mean that which is conducive to well-being, and we say immoral, we mean that which is not conducive to well-being. And we can make objective statements about whether or not something is or is not conducive to the well-being of an individual or to society as a whole.
So objectively speaking, so going off that concept, if where do you believe we go when we die?
Depends on where you get buried. Um, I'll probably go in a cemetery.
So you don't believe there's anything afterwards? I'm not trying to be rude or anything, so please don't take it as I'm being
No,
rude.
I don't believe in souls and spirits and stuff like that. I think that what happens to us after we die is the same thing that happened to us before we were conceived or born or whatever.
So by that concept, it doesn't matter what we do on this planet. So you
No,
don't
it
have to be.
matters.
Definitely matters.
Then why will it?
Yeah.
Why will it matter if we're gonna end up like
It
all in
matters
the same
more.
place?
If you savor it more because you know it's the only thing that you've got. If you do things for the next life, you're not really savoring the little life that you have now. It's kind of like watching a really good movie, but you only get to watch it once, and you can't pause, fast forward, or do any of those things.
Yeah. Do you have a car, Key?
Yes, yes,
Do you drive it around?
yes, I do.
You know that car is going to end up in the dump one day. So what's the point of driving it?
Okay, that's a pretty that's an interesting way to put that, I guess. So I'm just trying to understand where you guys are coming from. For me, like, I believe in, Christ, Jesus, everything from that perspective. And it's good. I'm happy that we're able to actually discuss these, discuss these topics. So how would you define what's right or wrong? Like, let's say if someone commits murder.
Right, right and wrong are just shorthand for right means an action which is conducive to the well-being of the individual, and wrong means something which is contrary to the well-being of an individual. So murder, would that be contrary to the well-being of an individual or conducive to it?
Wouldn't that be somebody's opinion then?
No, it's not an opinion whether or not murdering someone is good or bad for them.
So how would you know if it's wrong?
Because
If there's no
wrong simply means not conducive to well-being. That's all wrong means. Wrong is just a shorthand way of expressing that larger idea. So we have a goal, and something that works towards the goal is right. Something which doesn't work towards the goal is wrong.
So where would you get that bar from if there's no God or anything in that standard? Like,
Yeah,
how would we come
it's
up with that
it's
idea?
built
It's
it's built
cultural.
into us.
It's like
Yeah,
the
let's see.
society you're raised in it.
No,
Like you
Can I
learn right from wrong from like
can I can
also,
I add on to
Kizu,
that?
the
Can I add on to
Bible
that real quick?
the
Can I add on
Bible
to that real
doesn't
quick?
give you. Yeah, give me a second. The Bible doesn't give you any of these small details either. It just basically says, in fact, when we look at them closely, God said that He's a jealous God, punishing children for the inequity of parents to the third and fourth generation. That is Exodus 4 and 5. That is the second commandment. In fact, when you look at the Ten Commandments, most of them are a crapshoot. I think only like a few of them are actually good. I mean, Exodus 20:17, the 10th commandment, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house, wife, male or female slave, ox, donkey, or anything belonging to him. Why?
Can
Why are women in property? Why are slaves in this?
can I'll be happy to address that. I just want to go back to the murdering part, and I'll be happy to address that part too. That's the Old Testament, by the way, too. But I want to go. I
We'll
want
get
to
to that
go.
in a second.
No, I'm serious. I'm serious. I'm gonna get to it. I just want to go back to about
Don't
how
follow
you
the
guys. Oh, I'm sorry. Was somebody gonna speak, or is it my turn?
Yeah, no, I'm just asking you if you follow the Ten Commandments or not.
Oh yes, of course. But I was gonna go back to.
Yeah,
I was gonna.
we'll get to that in a second. But yeah, keep on going, Key.
All right, thank you. I appreciate that. Damn, I kind of got a little sidetracked. So, oh
You
yeah.
said murder.
So how you can tell if murder is wrong? You said it's based off the society, right? So majority
No,
of
because what do we mean by the word wrong is the question. What does that
yes.
word mean?
No, I was going back to where. See, we kind of got a
So
little.
we are Homo sapiens. Homo sapiens are a social species, and as a social species, we have built into us over millions of years of evolution, empathy. Like I understand what it's like to be slapped in the face. Therefore, there's psychologically built into my mind this understanding that I don't want to slap people because I know what it's like to be slapped, and most of our moral systems are built off of this.
Okay, that's good. That's where I want to go. So thank you for going back to that. So if majority agree murdering is okay now,
No.
Okay, what does okay mean?
so we're
Because
gonna
It
just
doesn't.
we're going to just
Even if 100% of the people agreed that it was okay to murder someone, it still wouldn't make it okay because it's contrary to well-being and fairness of others.
yeah,
so back to this.
as long as
How would you get that standard? How would
because
you
when
get
we
that
talk
bar
about
for that?
here's the thing, when we talk about morality, we are referring to the well-being of an individual. That bit is subjective, but once we can agree to that, then we can make objective statements about what is and isn't contrary to well-being. It's like chess. The rules of chess are arbitrary, but once we agree on the rules of chess, I can make objective statements about whether or not a move is wrong or right in regards to the rules of chess. Now, as a society, we tend to uh, our goal is well-being, and even if everyone else in society didn't have that goal, my goal would still be well-being, and murdering people would be contrary to that goal. And here's the problem, my dude: there is no system of morality which is objective at its base. Even the Christian worldview is ultimately subjective.
I kind of do see a little bit of contradiction, just a little bit, but I get where you're coming from. Just a little bit, just a little
Look
bit.
up constructivism as a philosophical idea, and you'll know exactly what our positions are. It's called constructivism, and it's actually um, literally meta ethics. Like that's the as far as philosophy goes, that is the consensus from the scholarship of what they lean on is likely to be the most philosophically like true idea. It runs
Now,
into the list, not a problem.
I have a subjective moral system, and you also have a subjective moral system. The thing is, my subjective moral system actually like gets me like closer to the goal that I desire, which is the well being of society. I don't think that's the ultimate goal of like your world system.
I'm just gonna say this, not being rude to anybody. I respect each and one of you guys' opinion. You know, so it's not. I just want you to know, I don't come off with any animosity. Christian here, you know, love you guys genuinely, and I'm happy that we had this talk. You know,
But
that's it. I mean, there's nothing else. I respect your opinion.
Okay.
no,
I would
I
ask
mean,
Just
though, like, why do you believe the Bible though? Like, why do you trust it?
To me, it's like the most grounding truth for me, like speaking for me.
but it's
What
but it
got you to
is
that conclusion?
objectively. I would say it's objectively contrary to reality.
yeah.
Why
Like
would you?
I've read
Oh,
you do realize like earlier you go I follow the 10 commandments but then said that you don't follow the Old Testament. That is a contradiction. The 10 commandments are the in the Old Testament.
I just want to state I did not say I did not follow anything in the Old Testaments. I just said that is in the Old Testaments when you was talking about.
Do you observe the Sabbath day on the seventh day of the week, being Saturday, from Friday sundown to Saturday sundown?
You said, do I rest on the Sabbath day?
Yeah, do you refrain from work and labor on the Sabbath from Friday sundown to Saturday sundown?
There's also there's a part in the Bible with Jesus when he talks saying like if
So
there's someone
no,
so
you don't, right?
so we can't just use. There's two things.
No.
If there's two things, can I speak, please? There's
So
two.
are you about
There's
to
two.
point to Jesus' teachings on the Sabbath? Because I, I will tell you
Two things.
this:
Two things here.
there are Jewish rabbis who have actually read the teachings of Jesus on the Sabbath, and nothing Jesus says is actually contrary to the observance of the Sabbath. What you see Jesus say is what's called in Judaism the principle of pikuach nefesh, or the preservation of life. That you can not observe the Sabbath if it means preserving the life of another individual. But Jesus didn't. If Jesus broke the Sabbath and taught others to break the Sabbath, that would make him a sinner.
Mm,
And that's allegedly Jesus'
so
teachings.
so
Yeah.
there's two things, and like I honestly I follow everything Jesus, everything he teach. You know, that's me personally.
Matthew, do you follow Matthew 23 verse 1?
Let me pull that up. I got my Bible right here. Hold on.
Yeah. Let's see what Matthew 23 verse 1 says.
I don't Google it. I actually got the King James. Let me put this on.
That's fine for this. I mean, normally I would object, but it doesn't matter for this conversation, I guess.
Do you say the King James?
Yeah.
King James.
Oh Lord.
It's fine for this verse. It doesn't translate this verse wrong.
I have so many questions.
I do also want to point this out. I mean, you guys don't believe in the Bible. How are you guys able to like?
I'm an
I
Get,
went
ex-Christian.
I went to school for it. I have a degree in it.
but why does it matter if you guys don't believe in it?
I mean, because I don't think that you do either. At least you don't believe in everything written in the Bible. You don't.
If it's in the
You
Bible,
don't.
it's true. To me, it's like a
Okay.
historical
All
story.
right. Well, let's see what Matthew says in Matthew 23 verse 1.
I'm going to it right now, my friend.
Because I guarantee you don't actually do this thing that Jesus taught.
You said Matthew what?
Chapter 23, verse 1.
So, okay. And he departed from the temple, and his disciples came to him. So 1 to what?
1 to verse 3.
Okay, thank you. And Jesus went on to depart from the temple, and his disciples came to him for him building of the temple. And Jesus said unto them, see ye not all these things? Well, I say unto you, there shall
No,
not
you're Matthew 23.
Oh, okay, yeah. I'm on 24, my bad. Hold up. And it's by Jesus to his disciples, saying, "These scribes and Pharisees sit in Moses' seat."
Here, let me just read it because you're kind of mumbling it. Here, you're kind of mumbling. It's not picking up on the mic. Then Jesus said to the crowds and to his disciples, "The scribes and the Pharisees sit on Moses' seat. So practice and observe whatever they tell you, but do not do what they do, for they preach, but they do not practice. Do you do what the scribes and the Pharisees dictate?"
Well, he was basically talking about their heart. Their heart was wicked.
Yeah, because what do you do what the Pharisees teach?
What would that be if you're talking like that? Like,
Judaism.
Judaism.
no.
Then you don't do what Jesus said.
Here's the thing too. This is he's confused because you're obviously influenced by Pauline theology, and you're viewing the New Testament through those eyes.
So
So you're following Paul's teaching. If you're having trouble with that.
I'm not having trouble at all.
Oh, okay.
I see how this is going a little bit.
Are you aware like the 27 books like weren't together like for hundreds of years?
You
Like the
saying
New Testament, the New Testament that you're looking at wasn't compiled together for hundreds of years after Jesus allegedly walked the earth.
okay? There's two things. If we're gonna keep going about the Bible, I get it. You guys do not believe anything in the Bible.
Yeah, because it contradicts itself and it's unbelievable.
We
if
also
you guys-
know the Bible
look,
really well.
If you don't believe anything in the Bible, so it's just a made up story, right?
A lot of it is. There are tidbits, nuggets of factual events in there, but most of it's like what we call mythic history.
So if you don't believe any of it, like, why are you guys trying to point out scriptures and
because it's
if it's all
fun.
made up? If it's all made up, if you don't mind me asking.
It's fun.
It's
And
I
do you
interesting.
spent
think that Christianity has influenced our culture at all?
I believe so. Yes,
Yeah. Okay, that's why we're having these conversations.
but I also believe there's a lot of things that influence society, even for bad things as well. You
yeah
know,
yeah like
that
Christianity.
Like
I
34
wouldn't.
state hold on 34 states not having child marriage as a legal thing, and many of them because of Christianity. In fact, one state doesn't have a cutoff limit, and several senators promoting that, and saying that I know teenagers who are married because they want people to be married and have babies together.
That's disgusting.
Okay, so I'm gonna go back to this. So you guys said
like
for you to know
like
what.
like AB, like laws in Utah that allow healthcare discrimination against people in the LGBTQIA plus community.
I kind of don't want to talk about that community as much. You know, I mean, that's no,
Well,
there's
yeah,
nothing wrong.
yeah, because Christianity is like a huge influence on the harms of that community in this country.
I won't technically say that they're human beings just like everyone else. The Bible teaches to love them. So I just don't want to talk about that as much because that's a very sensitive topic. And
Yeah, because it
That's the
because it
problem. That's
The
exactly the
Bible
yeah
key
doesn't teach
point.
them.
This is the key
that's
point of why we talk about this, because the fact that you believe in it, but you think that they're living in some sort of sinful lifestyle, is the reason why you that many people vote in favor of laws that allow them to have their rights be foregone.
so let's say let's remove Christianity out the way for 1 second. And I'm gonna talk about this. I'm gonna talk about this community too. I'm gonna go based off.
In secular societies, they have a lot more rights. In fact, we didn't get the right. They didn't get the right to marriage in this country until 2015. While other secular societies got it long before that.
Can I go based off y'all logic for a second? We're gonna remove
sure.
Christianity out. We're gonna remove Christianity out the way for 1 second, and I'm gonna use the LGBTQ as an example. But I love them. I got cousins as LGBTQ. I don't got nothing against that. You know, my best friend is something
Dude,
like
let's not do. I mean,
Not
this is basically the same thing as if a
tokenizing.
racist said, "I have a black friend." Like, let's not do that. I have a gay friend. Same thing. Let's just skip to the point you want to make.
okay. But I'm just saying, like, I don't want y'all to use my words and say it's something else. You know. All right. So let's say the United
Words
States.
are speaking for themselves.
Let's say the United States right now
hmm
come up with a law saying this is going off your logic, since y'all saying like the majority of something, if people vote for it,
No,
that's what's right.
no, I never said that. Why do you keep putting those words in my mouth? It's not about
Then
majority. It's about well-being. So the majority of people can say that this is legal. Like for example, 1940s Germany, the law was Jewish people could be like treated poorly. I don't care about majority. I care about what is according to well-being
but where do you get that sense of knowledge from? Where do you get that from?
of what is well-being. It's evident. Like for example, Key, you can answer objectively. Is it in accordance to the well-being of an individual for them to drink battery acid?
But that's see, this is where it goes back to God. How would you know
No,
this?
no. You can know
You
because you
can
have
observe
eyes and a
it.
brain. You can look at someone drinking battery acid and see what it does to them, and know that it is objectively contrary to their well-being.
That can be like how can I say it? Let's say if this person is mentally insane and choose to do
Yeah,
that, right?
It's
yeah.
still
It's still,
it's still contrary to the well-being of that individual.
But let's say this one individual say, well, drinking battery acid's okay.
but what does the evidence show us?
The evidence would be like majority of the opinion in a way,
No,
because
no.
there's
No.
The
no.
evidence. That's not how reality works, Key. Irrespective of what the individual believes about drinking battery acid will always be contrary to their well-being. They will get sick and possibly die.
But back to your logic, we're all gonna end up in the dirt anyway, so it doesn't even matter.
Yeah, because I care about other people, Key.
But why
Because I'm a
care?
human. Because
But
I'm a
why
human
care?
being who has empathy. It's built into my brain through millions of years of evolution.
So
I feel
Is he
like he
evolution.
needs.
not?
I feel like he needs a syllogism to like
No, so I'm
break it
saying.
down.
So
Like,
so you're
like.
saying evolution is what made you have empathy.
Yeah. I mean, you
Part
can look part
your
of it.
brain. So you
So
have a connection between your limbic system and your prefrontal cortex. When those are correctly firing and talking to each other in a sense, you have the outcome of empathy in like the basic level. Like I'm just explaining to you, like brain function, you have a limbic system that processes emotions, you have a prefrontal cortex that can be rational, they have communication, you feel things, you realize that other people feel things too. It's not, I can't believe that we have to explain this to you, Key. I really can't.
I feel like these philosophy arguments like belong in like Ian's live, like
Yeah.
allegedly
I,
even
yeah,
I,
Ian's live.
I guess
I feel
for
like
me,
if we weren't talking about religion and the entire conversation leading up to this point didn't happen, you would be able to immediately know that drinking battery acid is bad for you no matter what,
well, of
because of what it
course.
does to you. Because of what it does to you.
Well, of course, you can tell it's bad. That's harmful towards your body, right?
There we go.
Yeah,
Yes.
and when we
But
say something is wrong or bad, that just means it is contrary to the well-being of the individual.
It's
and
That's
I'm
harmful.
it.
and I'm saying for you to know that or to have that inside of you, it has to come from a designer, and that
No,
No.
designer has got that.
So
That
what
is
does that
that
have to
is
do with the Bible being true? Because that's the topic that we're in right
well,
now.
for
What does that
me.
have to do with what does that have to do with the Bible being
Okay.
true?
Okay. When
the Bible
in
the Bible proved that there's you see you can just go outside and see life, right? You see the trees, you see the birds. You can tell like it took a great mind to
here,
design.
1 second. Okay,
I'm gonna read you
one.
of can I read him some of Deuteronomy?
Sure. Key. Let's see if the Bible gives us a better moral system than what I am proposing. My moral system is either moral or immoral based on whether or not it's contrary to the well-being or conducive to the well-being of an individual. Let's see if the Bible has a better moral system than that. Ashlyn?
When you go out to war against your enemies, and the Lord your God hands them over to you, and you take them captive, suppose you see among the captives a beautiful woman who you desire and want to marry, and so you bring her home to your house. She shall shave her head, pare her nails, discard her captain's guard, and remain in your house a full month, mourning her for her father and mother, which you just killed. After that, you may go into her, grape her, and be her husband, and she shall be your wife. But if you are not satisfied with her, you shall let her go free, and certainly not sell her for money. You must not treat her as a slave, since you have dishonored her. This is, but by the way, this is God talking. This is his law. This is what he's saying is good.
All right, you can unmute yourself, Key.
Just a question, where's that at in the Bible?
Yeah, that's Deuteronomy 21:10 through I think it's 14.
Okay, give me 1 second. I'm gonna go mute though. I don't want to be rude. Sorry about that too. Guys, just being respectful here.
Well, try not to take too long. I can't have too much empty space. Make sure everyone that you tap that screen. Share the live with those you love, with those you hate. I'm sick today, so I'm not completely all here. So make sure you tap the screen. Make me happy. Blah 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 blah. Maybe it'll make me feel better sooner.
And just for someone who said that it's out of context, the line before this, but prior to Deuteronomy 21:10 is, so you shall purge the guilt of innocent blood from your midst, because you must do what is right by the sight of the Lord. And then the line right after that is, if a man has two wives, one of them loved and the other disliked, and if both loved and the other disliked have borne him sons, the firstborn being the son of the one who is disliked. So there's no context in this. I've read you the verses prior and after this, unless you somehow managed to say that two wives has something to do with female captives.
You said Deuteronomy 10, right? I can't say the word right. You said 10,
Deuteronomy,
right?
no, 21:10.
21, okay. 21:10, got you.
In KJV, I can pull that up. I don't know what it looks like in the KJV. I'm reading the NRSVUE, the one probably better. No, I know it's better. Let me put one in.
Okay. I believe this is the closest to the original translation,
It is
so
not.
Oh, as someone who speaks Hebrew, I know for a fact that it's not.
I don't know why you would think that, by the way. There's not a single scholar that would agree with you.
Well, there might be a fundamentalist scholar out there, but the consensus of scholarship would not think this King James
How
version
many
is
how many
accurate.
atheist scholars actually became Christian after their studies?
How many Christian scholars became atheists after their studies? See, I can just do the same thing. Lots of
Same
them.
here.
But really look it up though.
Yeah, it's
I'm one.
irrelevant.
I'm proof of one at least.
Yeah, I'm also one. I read the Bible. I was a Christian, and then became an atheist because I read the Bible.
I'll read it from the KJV. When you go out to the Lord, when you go out to war against your enemies, and the Lord your God delivers them into your hand, and you take them as captives, and you see amongst the captives a beautiful woman, and desire her, and would take her for your wife, then you shall bring her home to your house, and she shall shave her head, trim her nails. She shall put off her clothes of her captivity, remain in your house, and mourn her father and mother for a full month. And then you may go into her, which that means the same thing. It means you can grape her. And be her husband, and she shall be your wife. And it shall be that if you have no delight in her, gross, then you shall set her free, but you certainly shall not sell her for money. You shall not treat her brutally, because you have humbled her. So, still just as bad.
So someone keeps saying in the chat, turn off my TV.
Yeah, well, you have horrible feedback is the problem.
Did you hear what I said? Those are God's morals.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
it says Lord, capital L.
so I would take it as like, this is like more at the beginning, at the beginning stages of humanity.
Wait, so you think God's law changes?
Does
That's
God love?
objective.
I thought it was objective, yeah.
No, I just think not objective, but I can't really explain it that well. But I know back then it was more.
Isn't God's law perfect? According to Psalm 19, verse 7, it says, "The law of the Lord is perfect, converting the soul."
Yes, I believe that.
So this is perfect, what she just read. This is perfect moral code.
I believe it might be a little bit out of context because of the time period.
It's not.
It's not.
Because of the time period.
Time period doesn't matter. It's either. Do you think that what Ashlyn just read?
There's reasons to ever grape someone?
No, of course not. That's just morally
wrong.
wrong.
That's the saying. That it's morally okay to grape someone if you go to war and you see a pretty woman.
So going off can I pull up New Testaments or no? I know we're using a lot of the Old
Is this not God?
Yes, the whole book is God. Yes.
Here, the only thing you can bring up from the New Testament is Matthew 5:17 through 19, where Jesus absolutely affirms the law of Moses. So it's irrelevant. Do you think it's morally okay to take a woman in war and make her your wife?
Wait, you just said what Jesus said was irrelevant, though?
I said it's irrelevant because Jesus affirmed the Mosaic law.
And this is the Mosaic law.
So let's not try to scoot away from the problem. We need you to really address what Deuteronomy says.
To be honest with you, to not lie, I possibly cannot do that. It can be taken out of context, the way you're reading it. Yeah.
No, I read you both versions. I read you both the NRSV and the KJV.
And there's nothing in the surrounding verses that makes it any better.
The next verse after that is that if a man has two wives, one loved and the other unloved, weird that he would have two wives and not love one, and they have borne him in children, both that loved and unborn, and at the firstborn son. In fact, it goes on, and it talks about stoning children. If a man has committed sin deserving of death, and he is put to death, and you hang him on the tree, his body shall not remain overnight in the tree. Oh wait, that's the wrong one. Then the man. Oh wait, this isn't for children. Did they switch that? Oh yeah. If a man has a stubborn and rebellious son who will not obey the voice of his father and the voice of his mother, and who, when they have chastened him, will not heed to them, then his father and his mother shall take hold of him and bring him out to the elderlies in the city, to the gate of the city, and they shall say to the elders of the city, "This son of ours is stubborn, born, and rebellious, and he will not obey our voice, and is a glutton and a drunkard. Then all the men of the city shall stone him to death with stones." That's the context.
But by the way, to everyone who's complaining that we're taking things out of context, I like to call this clamor ex contextu. It's the cry for context. It's when people think that the context will make the text better when they themselves don't know the
It
context.
makes it worse.
And the context either is irrelevant or makes it worse. Stop crying about context because it doesn't help your position at all. Anyways, I don't think we're getting any closer to why I should believe in the Bible, and I do have other guests waiting.
I'm about to leave.
So we can move on.
I just want to say, to be honest, to be truthful about it, I'm still reading the Bible. I'm still trying to learn more for myself. But I do like, for me, the moment I knew I was Christian was mainly reading more about Jesus. So just telling the truth for me, I know how you guys feel about it. You ain't gotta
Reading about Jesus made me an atheist.
Okay.
I would ask you to reflect on like how you came to believe what you believe. Whether it's your cultural surroundings. I mean, I'm sure, were you raised Christian or?
No, it's actually well, for me, I'm not gonna get personal about my life because it's my life. I came to terms with Christianity by opening up the Bible myself. So
I would suggest you do a little bit deeper study.
Yeah.
What kind of presuppositions did you have when you like opened the book? Did you assume that it's the word of God? Like, did you make that assumption?
No, it's just for me. Well, I'm gonna be truthful. For me, I always believe that at first I used to say God didn't exist. You know, I used to have like that mindset too. It living my life and the things I experience and reading the Bible, it makes more sense to me, you know. So I do understand where you're coming from.
What
I definitely
suggest.
I don't want to continue here. I suggest you just follow me and just listen to these conversations a little bit harder, and maybe you'll see that the Bible doesn't actually make all that much sense.
Also, go over to Justin's live. Go over to Justin's lives when he's at Deconstruction Zone. Follow Deconstruction Zone.
Yeah. Anyways, we're gonna move on, but thank you, Key, for coming out.
Appreciate it.
All right, maybe we can get someone else who might be able to convince me that the Bible's true. We got these 3 bats. They've been going off in the comment section, so maybe they'll have a reason to make me believe in the Bible. But first, 3 bats, I'm going to need to ask you 3 questions before we can move forward with the conversation. And you got to answer these questions in order to talk to me. So let's see if they're able to connect. They're still loading in. GM says God loves you. Non-existent people don't love anybody. Sorry. Anyways, doesn't look like 3 bats is going to be. It looks like their internet might be shit, and they might not be able to come up.
Jesus Wi-Fi.
Yeah, he's got that. He's got that Jesus Wi-Fi. It's not all quite there. All right. It doesn't look like they're going to be able to come up, so we're just going to move on to the next person. We got Costa, and then we'll have Bebo. Costa, and then Bebo. So Costa, I'm going to ask you 3 questions. I ask all my guests these 3 questions, and are they coming up? Nope, I guess not. Okay, I guess we'll go to Bebo then. Bebo, Las Vegas. No, Bebo's gone too. Jesus. All right, we'll try Bats again. See if they'll be able to come up.
You got them both.
How we doing?
All right, then Bebo will come first, and then Bats will be able to talk. So, did Bebo disappear? Yeah, I guess so. Jesus. All right, Bats. Question number 1: Are you at least 18 years old?
Yeah.
Okay. Question number 2: Are you a Bible believer?
One more time.
Are you a Bible believer?
Do I believe in the Bible?
Mm-hmm.
That is correct. I would believe so.
All right, and question number 3: What are your pronouns? Bats?
Give me one moment.
Ashlyn, Elizabeth, how am I doing? Even though I'm like absolutely miserable right now.
You're doing great, as usual.
Yeah, sorry you're not feeling good. I wonder if it has something to do with your condition with your mouth.
Oh no, it's unrelated. My sister was sick earlier this week. Although I would like to introduce you to this woman I met. Um, well, it's a rib, but you know, if I wait long enough, maybe God will do something with it.
Hot. She's sexy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, she was delicious, but that's a completely different. Um,
Well,
all right. Oh boy.
Was she a
That's
spicy rib?
no, she's pork. Oh wait.
Oh,
Um, that sounds like an
long
insult.
work.
that was an insult.
Yeah. Bats, are you there?
Okay, forgive me for that. I can only be here for so long. I'll try to just go ahead and make this quick. What was your last question?
What are your pronouns?
Oh man. I mean he, him. The only two
Hey.
pronouns are he, him, she, her, right?
Nope. There's also they, them, and lots of other neo pronouns, but you go by he, him. That's fantastic. I'm Dalton,
Okay.
the Bible guy, and I do not believe in the Bible. Why should I believe in the Bible, Bats?
I don't believe that. I don't think you believe that. I don't think all three of you believe that. I think that all three of you believe in God
Wait.
and you don't want to believe in God.
Okay, here,
Because
Bats.
you know that
Here,
would
Bats.
change you.
Bats.
Yeah, are you?
Here,
Hold on,
here.
hold on. Bats, what number am I thinking of? Since
What
you can
happened?
read minds. What number am I thinking of? Since you can read minds.
I said I don't think that you believe. I
Okay,
don't
well,
believe
let me
that's the
tell you,
case.
I don't believe
Just
in
how
God.
you
I
told me in the
absolutely
comments
don't.
that you
Since you can't read minds, how about you
Yeah.
listen to the words that we're saying when you say that we don't believe?
Yeah, I guarantee you I don't believe in God because your Bible is so messy and incoherent. There's no way I could possibly believe it. So just take our word for it and we can move on past that bullshit and have an actual conversation. So, Bats, why should I believe in the Bible? Because I don't. You can unmute yourself. Bats? Bats, I need you to unmute yourself.
Oh, well, I don't know why I mute myself. Or did you mute me?
I muted you. So, why should I believe in the Bible?
Oh, okay. So, like I said,
No.
everybody that wrote the Bible, correct? We had people
Say
that
what?
were born. Some of these fools were born before other people were even alive, and yet they all still intertwine and talk about the same things. Okay. Now
No,
the
they don't.
possibilities of these intertwine and
Here,
and
Bats. I need your back and forth conversation. You made a claim. I responded to that claim. Did you hear my response?
No, you don't let me finish my claim in
No,
the whole
you made it. You already made a claim. You made a claim.
I have not. I
that
haven't finished my
yes,
claim.
yes. Here, I'll mute you again. So you made a claim that the entirety, every author of the Bible, like had one consistent. You basically believe the Bible's univocal. It speaks with one consistent voice and message. It doesn't. The authors of the Bible do not always agree with themselves on what is like theologically true about the world. Now you can respond to that, Bats. Unmute yourself.
Probably without meta.
And without meta,
Yeah. Just respond to what I said.
what do you mean?
As in, don't like talk about the way the conversation's going. Just answer my question or my statement.
Okay.
So the authors of the Bible aren't consistent.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So tell me your context by now. I need to know where you're pulling this from. And
The
we're
Bible.
pulling from yeah. But who?
Multiple different authors disagree with each other. Like for
Who?
example,
I need to know so I can help you with context and understand where you're coming from.
Paul and Jesus.
Paul and Jesus disagree.
Oh yeah. Here.
Yeah,
I'll
but
answer
we
your
were
question.
talking about authors. Jesus is not an author of the book.
Fine. Then the author of Matthew disagrees with the author. Then disagrees with Paul.
So Matthew disagrees with Paul, not the author of Matthew.
Well,
Matthew wrote
you know,
Matthew.
No, Matthew didn't write Matthew. We have no evidence that Matthew wrote Matthew. According to Papias, Bats, what gospel did Matthew write? How did he describe Matthew's gospel?
Well, that one's far out of my realm. I would assume that you would have to go towards outside of the Bible exactly with other
Yeah, because
with other
that's the only
sources.
that's
No,
the only place
that's
where
not.
you get this. That's the only place where you get the attributions for the Gospels. Papias makes the claim that Matthew wrote a Gospel, but he says it was in Hebrew and it was a sayings Gospel. My question to you is the Gospel of Matthew we have today a Hebrew Gospel and a sayings Gospel?
Let me figure out the right way to word what I want to say here.
It's a yes or no question.
Dalton, I have Matthew pulled up. Do you want me to show him that there's no title?
Oh, you mean Papyrus 1?
Yes.
Okay, so say Matthew didn't write the book of Matthew, correct?
Right, yeah, that's the
And now,
Correct. We don't
now,
know.
what
We don't
does
know
that
any of
have
the
to do
authors
with?
of the Gospels.
Okay,
We don't know any of the
sure we
authors.
don't. Sure we don't. Sure, we could go and.
Yeah, well, I'm going to show you. Hold on, give me a
Yeah.
second, and I'm going to show you.
Why
This
don't I?
is
Yeah.
hold on, Three
Yeah, let me
Babs.
pull up your screen.
All right, so this is Papyrus 1. This is Center for New Testament Restoration, Matthew 1:1. No Matthew at the top of this. It just is an alpha, right? So this
Yeah.
is the oldest copy of Matthew 1:1 that we have. Nowhere in any of these do we see Matthew at the top of this. In fact, they're likely alpha, beta, so on and so forth, because they probably just numbered them with the Greek.
Yeah. So, yeah, we don't know who wrote Matthew. So, yeah, and just to continue the conversation, Bats, the author of Matthew disagreed with the author of Paul. So, my question to you is, this is just a yes or no question. Did Jesus abolish the law of Moses? You can unmute yourself.
First off, actually, fair point. Fair point. I will give you that. We could talk about that in a different topic, but going back to what you were saying, he did. Yes, he abolished the laws.
Okay, can you read Matthew 5:17 to me?
Matthew 5:17.
Mm-hmm. By the way, if you leave the screen, I will not be able to hear you.
No,
If you
I
don't
know,
have
but I'm saying it would be quicker if I pull it up.
I can just quote it to you.
No,
Matthew
I
5.
5:17 pulled up.
Yeah, Matthew.
Do you think that I have come to abolish the law or the prophets?
Yes.
I
Exactly.
have
I know
come
exactly
not
what you're talking about. Yes.
Okay, I have come not to abolish, but to fulfill. For
Yes, to
truly I tell you, until heaven. Do you like? Yeah, I'm reading your book. Can I read your book?
Yes. Okay.
For truly I tell you, until heaven and earth pass away, not one letter, not one stroke of one letter, will pass from the law until all is accomplished. So heaven and earth are still here. All has not yet been accomplished. And him specifically saying, I have not come to abolish, but to fulfill.
Yeah, therefore fulfill does not mean abolish. You understand that, Bats? You can unmute yourself.
I agree. Okay, thank you for reciting me. But you are correct. Not necessarily to abolish, but to fulfill. Mean to complete. Mean to never be. It's gone. Gone. Does not matter. He came and he gave us the new laws, the new 10. Hold on. Let me.
No, we are basic.
Wait,
by
let him
saying
finish, because he's going to walk himself. I know it. Three Bats finish.
Sure.
He gave us the what?
Please, thank you.
He gave us the what?
The new 10 commandments. Now let me get my point out. You guys love to mute
Yeah,
me.
I know I was going to say this. Where are the new 10 commandments in the Bible?
Oh my. Okay, listen to me. Get out because you guys are.
I just want to know where they are.
No. But why did it? Okay, so if I tell you, how does that going to help my context and help to what I'm getting at?
Because they don't exist in the New Testament. They're only in Exodus and Deuteronomy. Two in Deuteronomy and one in Exodus.
These laws that we are talking about, that you guys claim, and that you.
Where are the new 10 commandments? I'm not going to let you get out of this. Where did Jesus establish new 10 commandments?
Oh, these contexts, I can't have a conversation. We can't have.
Yeah, I know, because you just made a massive claim.
Yeah, so that's what you're going to show us. You're going to show us where Jesus brought a new 10 commandments. I want citation, book, chapter, verses.
It's not in there.
Wow, why does it keep muting me?
It doesn't keep muting you. I keep muting you because you keep talking over my co-hosts.
Yeah, where
So
are these? Because I know where the ones that you're thinking of are, and that's in Exodus 20.
No.
if you leave the screen, I won't be able to hear you.
Well, I'm not. What is it? 22? Matthew 22. Let me give you more context because you're right. I mean, obviously, we know you asked me that question because you know it doesn't specifically
Wrong.
say these are the new 10 commandments. Here you go. This is a list. Okay.
Because he doesn't do anything like that.
I think he's thinking of the Sermon on the Mount. You're thinking of
He
like
No.
Matthew
the
7.
laws concerning
I
anger.
just said Matthew 20, but then you want to say I'm thinking about Matthew 7.
If you're
Are
talking
you,
about Matthew 20 is not that either. Matthew 20
22,
is
37, I believe. Here, I'll pull it up with you as well.
22:37.
I think well, I mean, just because Jesus says, I give you a new command,
No.
that's in
like
John.
that's,
Man.
Here, let me see.
He
Okay,
said to
so
him, "You shall love the
Matthew,
Lord your God with all your heart and with your soul and with your mind." This
and
is the greatest of the first commandment. That is because you don't want to know what the first commandment is. Then God spoke to all these words. I am the Lord your God who brought you out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of slavery. You shall have no other gods before me. He's
well,
literally
when
quoting the Ten Commandment, the first commandment.
yeah, so this passage, Jesus is being asked not, what are the only commandments you need to follow. The lawyer asked Jesus, "What are the great? Which is the great commandment in the law, or literally in the greatest commandments in the law?"
Which would
This
be.
is this just love the Lord your God with our heart, mind, soul, and strength, and love your
Yep.
neighbor as yourself. These are
Mm.
placed at the top of the hierarchy, but Jesus placing these at the top of the hierarchy is not him saying, therefore, don't need to observe any other law, because this same exact thing was already taught in Judaism prior to Jesus teaching this. Rabbi Hillel, who was a Pharisee, taught that these two commandments were the greatest in all the Torah.
Yeah, but
But he
we know
also,
what happened with the Pharisees. They don't abide by their own laws, correct?
and you don't abide by Jesus' laws, so
We
you're
cannot.
no
That's why
different.
Jesus came down and did it for us because
No,
we cannot do it. You could
no, no,
try,
no,
you could try,
no,
you could try. We
no,
all fall short of
no.
the glory of God, and you know
Okay,
that.
you're preaching Paul. You're preaching Paul. What does God say himself about observing the law of Moses? Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 11, God says, "This command which I give you today is not too difficult for you." So, who was right, Paul or God? Bets.
And you're talking about Deuteronomy in the Old Testament, which is a whole different
Yeah, who was right, Paul or God?
covenant. It's
Paul or God?
613 laws.
Paul or God?
613 laws. People were.
Who was right, Paul or God? Is the law too hard to keep, or is it not too difficult for you? Which one is true?
You're the way
You. Okay, answer my question. Is the
That
law
was
too
rude,
difficult to
bro. That was
keep?
really rude.
I
Why you
don't
get?
care. Is the law too difficult to keep, or is it not too difficult to keep? Which one is it?
See, but you're manipulating it. You're
No,
manipulating it. This is what the devil
I'm
does.
holding.
No,
I'm
we've
holding
read
your.
it.
I'm holding your feet to the fire, and actually forcing you to confront what the Bible actually says. So answer me.
Twist up the words.
Is the law of God too difficult to keep, or is it not too difficult to keep? Which one is
See,
it?
but that question is
Is what?
it's irrelevant, and
It's
it's
not relevant. No, it's not irrelevant. You're going to answer the question. Yes or no, is the law of God too difficult to keep? You will answer this question, or I will move on. I am sick, and I do not need to put up with your bullshit. So answer the question. Is the law of God too difficult to keep? Yes or no?
See, this is where we disalign because you know you're setting me up for failure here.
I don't think you've read the Bible, Three Bats.
Yeah, the Bible is setting you up for failure. So you will answer the question. Yes or no, is the law of God too difficult to keep?
This is crazy to me. You can't even have a
Okay,
Is
if
the
you
law of
dodge
God?
any
Yeah, no,
harder, you're
can't have
gonna
a
I'm
be
going.
you're
conversation.
gonna
You
be
guys can't have a conversation.
I'm just going. No, I'm just going to keep asking him until he answers or he runs away. Is the law of God too difficult to keep? Yes or no?
Well, stop muting me every dang second, bro. Like this is
Answer the
ridiculous.
question. Answer the question.
Answer the question.
Is the law of God too difficult to keep? Yes or no?
Are you like you? This is like me asking. Like
Yes or no?
this is insane.
Is the law of God too difficult to keep? I don't want to hear your complaining or your whining. I want a yes or no. You can't answer the question is the problem because you know there's a problem.
That's not the problem. You
So is the law of God too difficult to keep? Yes or no? I'll give you 3 more
according to
chances to answer the
Deuteronomy.
question.
According to Deuteronomy.
Yeah.
According to the verse in Deuteronomy. What does God say?
Or just according to people who are righteous under the eyes of God.
But
I mean,
that's
it's
not
not
true.
just
How are
from
you going to say?
Deuteronomy.
Not even Paul was living over the same covenant that you're talking about in Deuteronomy, and we know this.
Yes
And
or
yet you want to
here? No,
claim.
I'm not gonna let him get. No, I'm not gonna let him get away from this. Yes or no? Is the law of God too difficult to keep?
This is
No.
insane.
I'll ask you 3 more times, and only 3 more
You could
times.
ask me a million times, and you know damn well it wouldn't change any part of anything.
Because you're dishonest. You're dishonest. You cannot actually answer the question because the question is damning to your position. So Paul teaches that the law is too difficult to keep and no one could ever keep it. But God himself said in Deuteronomy chapter 30 verse 11 that this law which I gave you today is not too difficult for you. You have to deal with the fact that you disagree with God. But all right. No, you're not coming back up.
I disagree. It's too difficult.
I mean, it's not really. I mean, it's too difficult
I
in
don't
this.
want to stone people. Thank you.
Yeah,
And like
it's
honestly, I would get stoned so many times.
sure. It's too difficult in that the 3 of us are actually good people, and therefore we wouldn't actually observe anything that it says. But God makes the claim that it's not too difficult, and He supposedly believes in God, supposedly. But here, I'm just gonna mute him because if you refuse to actually answer my questions, then you don't get to interact with the live.
All right, guys,
I think
tap
we
that
could have I
screen.
think we could have gotten him to like divine command theory.
Oh yeah, supposedly people in the comment section says that this guy justifies rape. So
That doesn't surprise me. Not at all.
I mean, that's where it leads.
absolutely.
It goes right to
Hello.
baby paste.
Yeah, right to baby face. Hello, Jaron. How you doing? Yes, 5 weeks, 14 days.
5 months,
Or
14.
5 months, yeah.
Yeah. Everyone, make sure to tap that screen, share out the live, repost, send a heart meet, do all the things. That way we can get some people, some Christians in here and have some interesting conversations. We'll call them interesting for now. Yeah. You okay?
Thank you. Yeah, thank you for the heart. Wow, you can mute the guy, but then you can sit there and attack him. Shame on you. Blah blah. Who cares? Anyways,
Hey,
moving on.
Jaren's in here. Jaren's in here.
Yeah, I already said hi to Jaron. Hi, Jaron. Oh God, it is hot in here. All right, I might go
I
on
just
for
finished
another
your book,
30
Jaren.
minutes.
I just finished your book.
You did?
I did. I just finished his book.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I might be reading it after I finish on the historicity in the next 6 months. Jay Lennox, thank you for the heart, bro. Get some tea or soup. Yeah, I got some soup. But I'm just gonna save that for tomorrow. Let's see. The Bible Guy's fan club has completed the second stage of the club quest and unlocked club power. All fans can now send it to celebrate. I don't know what that is, but awesome. Oh God! Now I'm now the whole comment section is gonna be filled with people giving me suggestions on how to get better. This is just what happened. This is the same thing happened with Justin and hiccups.
You made perfect sense, Jaren. It was good. Very similar
Oh,
to some of like I know you piggybacked on some of like Robert and Price's stuff.
thank you for the heart. You gotta find a person sneezing and inhale. Ew, gross.
I told you, Dalton. Next time, I'm just giving you aphorisms.
What the heck is an aphorism?
It's like a phrase that's like based off of like true statements, like if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Oh, you mean deepities? I call them deepities. Things that sound deep but aren't. Once again, it's like talking to Deepak Chopra.
I told him to do some things, and he's like, nah, F you. And I was like, next time you're just getting aphorisms.
No, I was just too tired. I went to bed.
No, I'm just giving you that.
If it floats, it'll sink too.
Do you want to bring Jaren up here?
Yeah, sure. I mean, we only have 30 minutes left, and no one seems to be wanting to debate. So, Jaren, if you want to come up and like hang out with us, you're more than welcome to. Ozarka, yeah, I'm from Texas, everybody. I drink Ozarka water. That's the good Texas water. Yeah. Oh my gosh. You won't let no one speak. I let people speak as long as they answer questions and they don't talk over me. Turn. Like, I'm the fucking host. Like, what the hell do you think is going to happen?
Yeah, and you can't dodge questions, like, either.
Oh, yeah, I will not let you dodge a question. I will force you to actually answer the question, no matter how scared you are to answer it.
Pivot.
Pivot! I just watched that episode last week.
We're both like big Friends fans, so
I'm actually on season 8 right now.
Y'all are, it is so basic. Y'all are so basic.
Yeah, I mean, it's like it doesn't require me to actually like invest any time because they're like it's like low stakes and it's just them being silly billies. And I've been watching it since I was in like the 3rd grade. I think I learned about sex from watching Friends, which isn't much.
You
To
saw
be fair,
you saw a lot of nipples poking through shirts too. I'm sure you like that.
as a teenager, loved Rachel for that reason. Yeah.
The only thing I remember from that show, I'm like, wow, she never wore a bra.
That's how they got such high ratings on the show. Hey, Jaren, what's up, man?
Yo.
Did you look up those charts I was telling you about?
Which charts?
The charts on the Paleo Hebrew versus Canaanite alphabet.
Oh, yes. Yeah. I pulled them up and everything. There, you sent over the link. I think I still actually have them pulled up here on my computer. I mean, I don't know how to make too much, worth heads or tails or anything of that kind of thing. Because I'm not a linguistics major or anything like that, but I find it to be very fascinating. Yes, but truth be told,
Yeah.
it's a little out of my field.
So I mean, even if you don't like know Hebrew or know the alphabet, you can see quite clearly though. Like if you look at each, like the first letter of each alphabet, the second letter of each alphabet, they are the same.
Oh, it's definitely
letter.
influenced. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
yeah, absolutely.
For anyone who doesn't know exactly what it is I'm talking about, despite the fact that the Bible makes the claim that the Israelites were a separate and distinct group from the Canaanites, and that they came from a man from Ur of the Chaldeans, the reality of the matter is that the Israelites were probably just another group of Canaanites, because their language is a Canaanite language, their gods are Canaanite gods, including El Shaddai is the chief deity of the oh boy, and their whole name is Israel. Yeah, so all the evidence seems to point towards the fact that they were just Canaanites. In fact, the book of, as I showed Jaren a couple of days ago, the book of Isaiah explicitly refers to Hebrew as, quote, the language of Canaan. Yeah, not the language of Abraham, the language of Canaan. Whew, okay, let's see. Man. Yeah, Jaren, I'm actually like sick right now. My throat is so sore right now, and I'm congested, and my eyes are heavy, and I just wanted to come on for a couple hours and debate people because It was pent up and pent up. What's your evidence for that? I just listed the evidence. Jordan Kiefer.
Yeah, why?
To anyone out there in the chat, oh, sorry, Ashley.
I know you're good. They're not coming up. They're just very yappy in the comment section, but not very quickie to the guest request to have a conversation. It's almost like they don't
Right.
know their Bible.
You want to have a conversation about Marcion?
Oh boy.
Actually, I'm actually interested, Jared. Have you subscribed to the Bible Guy channel?
I don't know. Is that the little join button at the top? Is that what that is?
No. I have a YouTube channel now.
Oh. Subscribe to. Oh well, here. Let me.
I'm subscribed to
Go
Christ
ahead.
Before Jesus. I'm just saying. Let me tit for tat, my dude.
Oh, absolutely. Here, let me. Is it?
In fact, everybody. Yeah, just the Bible Guy.
There it is. Boom, done. Already done.
Yeah.
There you go.
Fantastic. By the way, everybody, we are currently sitting at 789 subscribers on the Bible Guy YouTube channel. So if you're a fan of the Bible Guy content, then you should go and subscribe. I post all my debates on there. I'll probably end up posting this one on there, even though I'm looking and feeling like shite. I'll end up posting this on there too, and I'll be making videos on special topics in the future. In fact, I think that.
I think someone said the subscription prices went up to $9.99. I think you can change that on your end too, for people to subscribe to your TikTok channel.
Oh,
you'd be interested in that?
Yeah, I should definitely take care of that because that's too expensive. I'm not a miser. But what was I saying?
To do that though, you have to come up with emojicons.
Ariana, thank you for following the Bible Guy. Sonny, thank you for subscribing, and also you too, Dr. Joe. Oh, Dr. Joe, thank you so much for subscribing on YouTube. Turin says, at Gary, all I'm going to say is it's no accident the Bible predicted the Euphrates drying up, and now it is. Turin, the Euphrates River has dried up several times in the last 2,000 years. 9.99 is super fan subscription.
Yeah, for TikTok.
Yeah, I don't care, guys. If you guys want to, if you don't want to subscribe, it doesn't matter. I'll love you either way. Yeah, but not to this level and rate. That's because of damning. Like literally, like if I make the claim, if I write a book of prophecy that said one day the Mississippi will dry up, guess what? Eventually, that's going to happen. If you give it long enough time. Also, the Book of Revelation
It'd probably be just as close to saying the Rio Grande right up.
Yeah. Also, the Book of Revelation wasn't written for the 21st century. Take note, everyone. The Book of Revelation explicitly says these are about the things which must soon come to pass. They're not about the 21st century. Non-specific prophecies are useless. Yeah. One of my most laughable prophecy fulfillments that people like to bring up to me. It's like they're all in the same sort of category of prophecy. There's Jesus saying things, for example, like there shall be wars and rumors of wars and famines and earthquakes, or in the last days there shall be mockers. Well, yeah, there's always been those things, so it's not really a prophecy. Dipster says, we are not worthy for Jared.
Oh my god.
Right, exactly.
You have admirers, Jared.
I admire him, definitely. I lost my faith through like textual criticism, like through going to school. Like I have my degree in biblical studies, and it was kind of textual criticism that really started to unravel things for me.
I could be just like Jared, guys. Look, wait a minute.
Hold on.
There it is. There it is.
127,495,405 manuscripts, and you still deny.
First and foremost, not that many manuscripts.
No. That's a friendly. He keeps adding every time he says a new number.
Oh.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
It's because the amount of times that I get like the argument that there's X amount of manuscripts about Jesus, but only X amount of manuscripts about Julius Caesar. Like the amount of
That's
times I get that argument is just abhorrent.
I
that's
think
because
I
it's
might.
it's it's straight out of Josh McDowell's new evidence book.
Oh
I think
yeah,
I might.
yeah.
I might.
It's like somebody just read like the first page of New Evidence that Demands a Verdict and just said, "Look at that, the manuscripts. Boom, done."
I think I might make a video of like top 10 worst arguments that apologists use. Because there's a number of them that I don't like.
Is
The
the one
manuscript.
is the one of them the Bible also predicted the gathering of Christians in Israel? Now look at the numbers. What?
No, that's not one of them. Another one for me would be what year is it? And they think
Oh,
that the
that's
cal.
oh,
It's my least favorite
Speaking
one.
of, Israel uses
that
a
argument
different
is the bane of my existence.
calendar.
Because depending on whether or not Matthew or Luke is correct, it's either way, it's still wrong. All right, we have here Matt Chalky Milk. Matt, I think we've spoken before, but just so I can get a reminder, you'll probably be the last guest for the night. Matt, you are at least 18 years old,
Yes, sir.
and you're a Bible believer,
Yes, sir.
and your pronouns are?
I'm a boy.
Okay, that's your gender,
Boy, you
but
can't
well,
be up on the live because
also, yeah, you have to be 18 years old or older. Boys aren't 18 years
Yeah,
old or
I'm a
older.
31-year-old man then.
Okay,
All right,
what
that's
are
your gender.
pronouns?
Yeah, that's your gender. What are your pronouns? Please, my dude, just answer the question because I
I'm
want.
English, mate. I barely know what a pronoun is. Is that fair
Dude,
enough?
if you're English, you should understand the English language. Like, okay, here, I'll ask you a fourth question.
Okay.
I'll ask you a fourth question then. Do you
Right.
think God is a biological male?
Yes, he can be, and he was.
Do you think God the Father is a biological male? Like he has a penis?
Divine in nature, but yes, he had a human body.
God the Father has a body?
Yes, sir.
I'm not referring to Jesus, just so you know. I'm talking
Oh,
about
God the Father has a body? Yeah, because they're triune.
You have like the theology of a 5-year-old in Sunday school.
Oh, do I? That's interesting.
But
Have you heard the ontological argument, sir?
if you know the words ontological argument, you should know better than to say God has a body. Like, do you think God the Father, prior
I
to
should
the
know better.
incarnation,
Right,
has a
according to you.
penis?
You should know better not to use
Okay, look, I'll make this very clear. You can either answer the question properly as to what are your pronouns,
I have to answer your
or
questions. Why shouldn't I see in the Bible?
or
Given that it's
I'll just drop
to
you.
love and harmony.
Matt, I don't need to talk to you. So you can either answer my question or I'll drop you. Which one do you want?
It's sounding kind of Nazi-ish to me, bro.
Hey,
Well, fuck off then.
hello.
Hi, Calcifer.
Hi, Calcifer.
Hi.
Who hasn't answered my text?
Pat Jesus
Would
in the
love
comment
to tell
section.
him why I don't believe in the Bible.
You texted me?
Fa-
What?
Yeah, a while ago.
My bad.
Fat Jesus in the comment section says he knows what ontological is, but doesn't know what pronouns are. Yes, because he's stupid. It's just as simple as that. What are you gonna do? You can't fix stupid.
How old did he say he was?
I forgot already. He claimed he was over 18 years old, but then he said
35-year-old boy or something. I don't know.
Holy
He started
shit.
off with contradictions.
it's a boy.
It's because they get these 50-cent words from listening to William Lane Craig podcasts.
Hey,
Yeah.
Maddie. I see your comment, mate. He, him, she, her, they, them. They are pronouns.
We'll even accept ze, zer as like neopronouns. We're cool with neopronouns too.
Also, he couldn't even answer the question correctly of does God have a body? I mean, listen, if you want to make he's mistaking God the Father for God the Son, because he doesn't even understand his own theology all that well. He's got a 5th grader's understanding of the Bible. Yeah, so it is what it is. I don't want to waste any time on Matt. Calcifer, how are you doing today?
Good. Sorry, I was off app trying to answer Ash in the text. But I am good. I sporadically bought a bike so I can exercise more, and I spent time with my sibling.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Let's see. Mandarin Chinese didn't distinguish gender in third-person pronouns until 1920. Interesting. I did not know
Yeah.
that.
Mandarin Chinese spoken wise doesn't distinguish pronouns, but
I was
written
just gonna
wise.
say that
Oh,
too. Yeah,
oh,
it's still just ta.
Yep.
Matt in the comment section has used a slur word. He has used the R word. So guess what, Matt? Not only do you get muted, you're getting blocked. You don't get to go around using fucking slurs on people and get away with it around here. So,
Also, he
Are
said the
bye.
they?
word
Do
liberal.
they speak
Gross.
Chinese? Do they speak Chinese or something or what? 你以为说
Who?
普通话吗?
Oh,
Even
that's
I
right.
speak Chinese and I did not understand that.
Yeah, right. Redhead Elizabeth studied Chinese because when she was Christian, she wanted to convert the people of China.
Oh. So can you say
Yeah,
that
I was
sentence
gonna be a
one more time?
Chinese. I was gonna be a Chinese missionary. I said 你以为说普通话吗?
Gotcha. OK，我可以说普通话，是的，对，没问题。
They said 没有问题, that's no problem. Yeah.
对，Yep。
So the reason I learned Hebrew in the first place was because when I was younger, I wanted to convert the people of Israel to Christianity. So it seems like we're all learning languages for the same reason.
I learned English because they taught it to me in school.
I mean, I had to
So
learn Chinese because my parents speak Chinese.
yeah, that's a pretty good
That makes
reason.
sense. Got to figure out why they're angry with you.
Yes, and I learned English because I was forced in the I was forced to in the American education system.
I mean, at least you got like the immersion of the English language.
Yeah, true, but
I feel like that's where they struggle. Because when you speak English, I'm sure they like speak in Chinese grammar, correct?
yes,
Yeah.
thankfully with me, I was born in Taiwan, but I moved here when I was 5, so I was young enough to like learn it fluently.
Logan says repent. Logan, um, no, that's it. Um,
I repent
Calcifer,
of all of my Christian crimes that I committed when I was a Christian of trying to convert people. That's what I repent of.
there you go. Calcifer, I actually have a very important question for you. Have you subscribed to the Bible Guy YouTube channel?
Have you subscribed to the Calcifer channel?
Do you have a YouTube channel?
I I have a like personal one. I'm trying to get to 50 followers, but it's slow starting.
Wait,
What's your
DM
what's
me
your,
that or
yeah?
say it.
I'll DM you guys. I'll DM the group that we made way back when.
Absolutely.
Or Discord.
No, the Facebook group chat.
I'm not in
Oh.
Facebook anymore.
How dare you?
I'm sorry.
For shame.
Yeah. Just make
I'm avoiding my parents because they're bigots.
I mean, did I not tell you what happened with mine?
Yeah,
like 2 months ago?
Oh no, we haven't a month ago because guess what? Someone didn't answer my text.
I said 2 months ago, ma'am. So when did you come to Texas again?
November.
This was almost a year ago now.
Yeah, my memory is shit. Before you came to Texas, I cut off my parents like officially.
Yeah,
And
I
then
remember that.
yeah, and then in August, like 2 months ago in August, my dad apparently showed up at my doorstep.
Hey, everybody, I'm going to bring on one last guest. So I'm going to talk to them one-on-one just so I can make it quick. because of my condition.
I see how it is.
Being a man, that is a condition.
It really
Oh,
is.
all right, Garrett.
Well, why don't you
I
just
have
go
a
ahead and
question.
mansplain the rules
Wait,
to us, Bible guy?
wait, Dalton, I have a question after you ask the 3 questions. You know what it
Sure.
is.
Oh,
Yeah,
I was just
sure.
coming to talk.
Oh, are you a Bible believer, Garrett?
I wouldn't say I'm a believer, but I wouldn't say I'm opposed either. So I was just coming to learn low-key, and I saw the request button, so I hit it.
Sure. I've only got 12 minutes before I end the live. Garrett, I'm the Bible guy.
Okay.
Are you at least 18 years old?
Yeah, I'm 20.
All right, and what are your pronouns?
He, him.
All right. So I'm the Bible guy, and I don't believe in the Bible.
Okay.
Garrett, do you think I should? Then, if so, why?
I honestly don't. I wouldn't say that you should. I was kind of coming in because I thought that people were talking about why I should believe in the Bible, so I was kind of wanting to listen. But I'm kind of in like a middle standpoint right now, where like I understand some views of it, but I don't think there's enough to convince me to believe in it.
1 second. Alexander in the conversation says, I'm a verb, not a noun or pronoun. First and foremost, Alexander, you're not a verb. You are a noun, and you have a pronoun. Don't be silly. Anyways, so Garrett, I mean, you said you were kind of like on the fence.
Yeah, no, it was just like I see some good reasons for believing in God, but then I also just think there's like a lot of reasons, and like there's so many religions that I just don't feel like I feel like it's hard to pick one.
Yeah. How do you feel? What do you feel about the Bible?
I've read it. Honestly, it was a while ago. It was when I was like 12 or 13. I think there's some really good stuff in it, but then I also think that there's some stuff that's like kind of outdated. So I feel like it's kind of to a point where it's just getting morphed to a point to kind of fit our standards now.
I absolutely agree. There's a few small nuggets of good things in there, but my perspective has always been the one of like, if I had a pile of shit with a few corn pieces in it, I wouldn't take the corn pieces out and then and then try to eat them. But so what is holding you back from like becoming like an atheist or just outright rejecting the Bible?
I would say I'm a little more agnostic. I just feel like there's so much stuff that is unexplainable, and I feel like a lot of the Bible is the God of the gaps argument, and I personally don't like that argument. So my conclusion is there's just a lot of shit that I can't really understand. However, I would like to hear more about it because I know some people really believe that like the Bible will change your opinion on this or the Quran will change your opinion on this. So that's kind of why I joined.
Yeah, I am definitely of the opinion that if anyone reads the Bible front to back and takes it very seriously, it will result in you at the very least not believing in the God of the Bible or believing in the Bible because it's so chock full of nonsense.
Yeah, I honestly I agree with you. There's a lot of solid points that you're making.
Yeah. Oh, I guess you're not an op, but I guess you're more than welcome to just hang out with us while we talk for the next 9 minutes.
Do you
Yeah.
have any questions about the Bible
Yeah.
that you haven't?
Well, I would just say, well, the only reason that I feel like I would believe in the Bible or just any religion is kind of like Pascal's wager, which is like it's better to believe in something than to not believe in anything. But I haven't heard a reason why the Bible is like better than any other religious text. So I guess if you have a reason for that, I'd like to hear it.
Yeah. So here's the problem with Pascal's wager. Pascal's wager often presents itself as if it's like there's a dichotomy. Either you're a non-believer or you're a believer in the Bible.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, what the problem is, though, like you've already noted, it's not just like atheist or Christian. There's also Jewish and
Exactly.
Muslim and Buddhist. So in reality, if you don't, you're just as likely to end up in hell as I am, because if Islam's not true.
Or it could be the case that it's all a test, and that atheism is the true answer, and that God sent this book down to test you to see if you would follow it, because it says really awful things, especially about women. And if you apologize for it and do that then you go to hell. That could be the case. Because you can't know, right? You wouldn't know if, quote unquote, the devil wrote the Bible, right?
Yeah, honestly, no, the Bible has some really fucked up shit about women, about rape, and about like just genocide in general, which is another reason why I can't follow it. But what I was saying about Pascal's wager, and even you said like, yeah, obviously there are a lot of other religions, but for me to not believe in any would make me feel like there's a 0% chance, and if I believe in one, it's like, oh, obviously the likelihood is not high, but it's like a 0.111 or 0.001% chance that maybe
Do you think the God of
you
the
know.
Bible would accept you based on what you currently believe? Because I think that if you're just kind of
No,
believing it, and yeah, I mean, you're
no, well, that's the thing. I don't believe in the Bible right now, and if I were to, like, I the Pascal's wager is like a reasoning, although I'm not like fully believed in it. If I were to believe in it, I would probably have to change some of my viewpoints, but that's just not where I'm at right now.
yeah, I mean, like what? So the wager kind of like depends upon you actively believing in the religion in order to and do what the religion says in order to attain its specific afterlife or to avoid its specific hell. So if you're kind of like an agnostic, then you're not really betting on any religion. Like you're in the same boat as I am.
Yes, no, yeah, I honestly, yeah, I agree with you. I do think I'm more agnostic. I don't think I'm really picking a religion at all right now. Like right now, my chances of going to hell are 100%. Like I don't think even like believing in a God, um, just to go to heaven, I believe is the wrong reason. So I don't think he would send me to heaven for that. So right now, there's not enough belief in me either way. So
Y'all, there is this really great. Everyone should check this out. There is a channel. It's called Dark Matter 2525. He makes cartoons about religion, and he actually has a video very similar to what Ashland has already spoken about, where there's a Christian and a Muslim and an atheist, and they all die and they stand before God, only to find out that God was only pleased with the atheist and wasn't pleased with the Christian and the Muslim because they were sycophants for God. Um, it's a very interesting video.
that does sound pretty interesting. I would love to hear more. Why do you think that God would not accept like Christians or Muslims, but then would accept someone that wouldn't believe in him?
Yeah, like let's say God gave us all the religions because He only wants people in heaven who are skeptical and think about these things seriously and are not willing to bend the knee to a higher power and do the right thing despite what the higher power like would command them. Like he only wants people who are like honest and true like this, and all the other people he created all these other religions to sort of weed out the ones who are skeptical versus the ones who aren't, like the wheat and the tares, if you will.
Yeah, honestly, that's a pretty good logic, and I've never heard that before. But literally, just playing devil's advocate, I would say that your ideology, I, I would say, what's so much different than a Christian believing that because he is so faithful to God that he's going to get sent to heaven, and you're kind of saying because you're skeptical, you think that that could be a possibility,
No, the God
or
of the
no?
Bible isn't actually the God, right? That this book was put there, and all the other religious books were put there to test you. So that God isn't actually real. The real God is out there, and is saying that people who are like actually good and pure and critically think are the ones that go to heaven.
Okay, so
Real
So
so
it
quick
adds
in the
another
comment
God
section.
into the equation.
It's the
Yeah,
god
real
of
quick.
therapists, Jaren.
Jolanita in the comment
That's
section says,
exactly what I just put in the chat. That's amazing.
Jolanita says, speaking in tongues, in other tongues, evidence of something greater. And the answer is no, because speaking in tongues, also called glossolalia, first and foremost, is not unique to Christianity. People in other religions do it, especially, like, for example, the Pythia, the Oracle of Delphi, would actually speak in tongues. Um, in the temple in Delphi, glossolalia is a completely naturalistic phenomenon. It has nothing to do with the supernatural. I can do it right now. Shoulda bada Hyundai bada bada Toyota.
sorry, that is pretty that is a good point. I was gonna go back to her point where she said like the God in the Bible isn't the real God, which I could 100% see that being the case. But I was just wondering if you had like any reason to believe, other than strictly speculation, that like a real God created somewhat of a fake God, and
Oh,
then
we don't actually believe that. This is
Yeah.
all a
No.
hypothetical.
hypothetical.
It's
It's
just
just
like
saying that there could be.
because it's a proposition, right? And it's based off of like just judging by kind of the number of religions, right? Pascal's wager, he basically puts a false dichotomy that it's the Christian God or atheism, and we know that those two are not the only options. I'm just saying there could be another option that is not a part of the equation that you don't even realize. It doesn't matter what it is, honestly, that you're just not believing in. Um, in that this could be millions, so like it doesn't matter. Like the wager is just wrong entirely.
That, by the way, that is the end of the show. To everyone who's still watching, all 117 of you, thank you for sticking around, even though we didn't really have any opposition. Make sure you subscribe to Calcifer, Christ Before Jesus, Redheaded Trouble, and Ashland. Go follow them, watch their video, watch their content, and enjoy what you see, and spread good information out there. And if you haven't already, make sure to go and check my YouTube channel and my link tree. My Cash App is also in the link tree. And yes, I understand everyone who was going to comment this on the YouTube channel. Yes, the microphone is really bad. But Justin from Deconstruction Zone is sending me a better microphone setup in the mail. So within the next couple of weeks, things should sound a lot more clear and crisper. So just hang in there, everybody. We're going to slowly grow this channel.
Yes.
And
We just need to grow the deconstruction community, I think.
yeah, I absolutely agree. And before we head out, starting from the top and going down, just one last thing that everyone would like to say or plug.
Would y'all like to buy, or would y'all be interested in your Soul's extended warranty? It includes rapture insurance. That's all I got. Have a good night.
You too, Calcifer. Jaron?
Say hello to your mom for me.
Elizabeth?
Yeah, it's just great to be up here and, share what I know. I know I'm just in the beginning phases of getting into the TikTok lives and stuff. So, but it's great to have, met everybody and, I'll be around.
Ashland?
In the words of my coworkers, 6'7".
Fuck off. Okay, anyways, y'all have a wonderful night.
Ash, I dropped you just for that.